Happy Thanksgiving from the Culture of Currency. I wanted to make a short video. I had planned on making a video over the Santa Maria coin, which would make sense here on this Thanksgiving, but as luck would have it, my son, who is 4, decided to wake up right when I wanted to record and come sit in my lap, and as many of you know who have had children, trying to get things done is basically like negotiating with a terrorist. So that didn't happen. But that's okay. So I stand here today telling you that will come, but today is about Thanksgiving, and he provided me with the ability to give thanks even though I was a little bit distracted and not able to meet my goal. I ended up watching a Silver Struck video, and my son said, "Look, Daddy, it's treasure." And I kind of was like, yeah, it is treasure. But then later that day, I was watching a Salivate Metal video, and once again my son walks in and says, "Daddy, look, treasure." And that's when it kind of hit me that yes, it is treasure. And that for me, and for probably many of you, when we were his age, that's exactly what we thought. We grew up watching Pirates and Peter Pan. All of these amazing stories we grew up with, full of treasure. Robin Hood is one that comes to mind. I grew up watching the animated Robin Hood with the fox as the main character, but he would go around stealing Prince John's treasure, right, and giving it back to the poor. And that is something that I think captures all of us as a child. The idea that, gold and silver in a big box is basically treasure, and what it would be like to just run your hands through it like Scrooge McDuck. But as an adult, we actually have the ability to do exactly that, to collect, to stack, to gather treasure, bringing us back a little bit to our childhood. I find that very interesting. So that is something that, even though it was a distraction yesterday, I want to sit here and give thanks for, is you, the community. Even something as little as me watching a video over silver created a moment where my son looks to me and says, "This is treasure," and that one day I will be able to share my treasure with him and show him the importance of every single piece in my collection, and how that there's so much more value than just silver in my collection. So thank you for that, and thank you so much for all that you do. This is an amazing Thanksgiving, and it's a very, very crazy year, but we still have to find ways to be grateful and thankful. And so that was just one that I found the silver lining in and wanted to bring to you. I will leave you with this. This is a song about Thanksgiving. I'll just read the words because I don't want any copyright infringement and that type of thing, but I find that many of my viewers are not from this country, and the things that are so quintessential Americana are hard to describe if you've never experienced them. So this is a song that talks about Thanksgiving, and I'm just going to read the text so that those of you who are outside of our country understand that it's so much more than pilgrims and Indians and turkey. So I leave you with this. Familiar highways, lined with leaves turned brown, making my way back to my hometown. Funny how it all looks different, but it feels the same. Like how life never stops changing, but some things never change. So fill your plate and fill your drink, and fill this house with family, the kind of love that all these years can't wash away. 'Cause the older that I get, I see that life is short and bittersweet. Thank God for this Thanksgiving day. Watching football, watching families grow, the old kids' table all have kids of their own. Starting to see my grandfather in my nephew's eyes. Mom still can't talk about him and not almost cry. So fill your plate and fill your drink, and fill this house with family, the kind of love 1,000 miles can't wash away. 'Cause the older that I get, I see that life is short and bittersweet. Thank God for this Thanksgiving Day. So fill your plate and fill your drink. Put your dishes in the kitchen sink and let the leftover year just wash away. 'Cause we made it through, I do believe, the longest year in history. Thank God for this Thanksgiving Day.